Listen up, children. I have to teach you about an old cartoon show, To the Wayback Machine.
Hi, I'm Andre, I'm a black nerd, and I was trying to be angry, but I couldn't get angry. So some of you guys told me about the new Mr. Peabody and Sherman movie trailer. I heard about this movie being announced a while back. Oh god, here we go again. Another reboot to an old cartoon show that's probably gonna be crap. So when I saw this trailer, I was like, my rage is ready. And then I watched the trailer, and I liked it. It seems to be going in the style of the original cartoon. If you don't know the original cartoon, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, it was a segment of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Mr. Peabody was a talking dog, and he had this boy Sherman, and they went in the Wayback Machine and just went through different parts of history. Thumbs up for obscure cartoon characters. Ty Burrell from Modern Family has the same style, the same nature of the original Mr. Peabody. Sherman sounds great. They're going through time with the Wayback Machine. It's a modernized Wayback Machine, but still, it's a time machine. Patrick Warburton is a voice in it, and when you have him, there's no wrongdoing. I'm guessing that was Patrick Warburton. For all I know, that could have been Brock Baker. I've had it with those Cosby ducks. That was not Patrick Warburton or Brock Baker. That was terrible. The only element that looks different is that there seems to be this girl that's now in place. Sherman uses the Wayback Machine to try to impress the girl, and then that's what caused all the trouble, because you know how dudes are. You try to impress a girl, you show her your time machine. I can't tell you how many times I've shown my time machine. Now, of course, it's still too early to tell. It's just a trailer. The crappy stuff could still be in there. We could still have Mr. Peabody rapping and whatnot, saying for shizzle my dozzles. That's not slang. Dozzles? Dozzles sounds like the reject wuzzles they don't want you to know about. Don't go on that side of the land of was. That's where the dozzles live. But while I was watching this trailer, it got me thinking, when was the last time that a movie was based on an old cartoon show that was made as a cartoon? As we know, a lot of reboots are happening to old cartoon shows, and they always seem to be either live action versions of the cartoon or live action / CGI hybrids. I even asked on Twitter and Facebook to name a movie that you remember that was based on a cartoon that was fully a cartoon. A lot of you guys gave some wonderful answers. Movies that came out around the exact same time that the show that it was based on was still popular, so it's almost like an extension of the series. But I haven't really seen too many cases where a reboot was also animated. Garfield was a CGI cat, but Odie was not CGI. He was a regular dog. Okay. Underdog. And the Smurfs. You're gonna put the Smurfs in modern times? Fine. Well, just make the village in modern times, but just make it hidden. Was there really a need for the portal? That's the thing I'm just done with. I'm just tired of the portal. You've seen this thing. It's like, oh, we're in our own special world, and then some portal brings us to the real world so we can have our little modern jokes with these old characters. Brady Bunch didn't use a portal. At the same time, I've seen a lot of direct-to-DVD video movies that have been really good and animated and faithful to their source material. Let's take Scooby-Doo for example. You had Scooby-Doo the movie. Yeah, and I admit, I've watched both of them and I liked them to a certain extent, but yeah, they got some problems. There's definitely some flaws. But if you watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, that is like a really good movie. It references the original source material, even makes fun at points like Fred's Ascot and stuff like that, but it ends up being a grander adventure than the original series, so it pays homage to the original series while still creating something that's somewhat new. And while we've been screaming for days about why can't we get our DC movies to happen, these DC animated movies have been amazing. I love the Justice League New Frontier movie. I recently saw Flashpoint Paradox with Lamar Wilson, and man, that movie was intense. There was no way you'd be able to make a live action version of that movie and it have the intensity and some of the scenes that it had. I mean, there are things that happen in the movie I was like, wow, there's no way you would be able to do that in live action. Sometimes an animated movie is the great way to take care of an animated property. What do you think about that? Whoa, Bert. So if you're thinking about making Thundercats or Silverhawks, probably want to make it an animated movie. Wild West Cowboys and Moon Mesa, probably better animated. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sure, make it a CGI movie. Just this time put the Shredder in it. I mean, come on, you're gonna make a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie and not have the Shredder? TMNT? Please. Next thing you tell me you're gonna be traveling through time, and well, let's not bring that up at all. Now don't get me wrong, there's probably cases against that point. There was an Astro Boy movie that came out that was fully CGI and nobody really checked that out. And then of course there was Jetsons the movie. That was something that happened. But I did like Justice Beat the Flintstones. That was awesome. So I'm really hoping that Mr. Peabody and Sherman is a good movie and actually does well in the box office so we can actually get more movies like this. I love seeing new versions of our classic cartoon properties, but I just wish that they were done with the same heart or more heart than some of the old cartoons, because let's face it, some of them were to sell us toys, but there was at least still some kind of plot line in there that if you give that plot line to someone who actually is like, I want to make a good movie, there could be some expansion to it that could be actually good. I wish I had a Wayback Machine.
Rants.
Now I want to hear from you. What cartoon would you like to see as a theatrical movie, but as an animated theatrical movie? Hand-drawn animation, CGI, but no live actors at all in it. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Chain chomp, yeah. Sure, I love Super Mario Brothers, Double Dragon, Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li, Mortal Kombat, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Wizard. I love all those movies, but not because they're good.